Mount Rainier in the distance. There are few cities finer on a clear afternoon than this one, and we have a picture-perfect day for football at Lumen Field in Seattle. Today, we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here between the New York Giants and the Seattle Seahawks. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. That one good for 37 yards.
One of the good things offenses did years ago was they lettered their gaps the same on each side. A gap between guard and center on either side. That's what you want to control when you're trying to run the ball up the middle.
And why is that?
Because typically you either have a big nose guard in there in an odd front, three-man front, or you have defensive tackles that might line up in the A-gaps trying to gain an advantage.
He rifles one that's intercepted. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
A confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
So after the INT, it's Allen. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Darnay Holmes. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Well, the very first thing they told us, Charles, was we need to apply pressure early. And I would call that early pressure a nice sack to start the game.
And on the other sideline, I just have this image in my mind of the head coach on the headset with the offensive coordinator asking him if that's exactly what he saw in his mind when he called that play. And if so, is it going to be like this all day?
This is caught inside the 15. It's a big play there for Seattle. 46 yards. Here's Walker. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
Second and goal from inside the 5. Walker once more, but he will go backwards as he's stopped for a loss. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. The defense was ready for the run-pass option, diagnosed it perfectly.
Not only did they stack him up at the point of attack, but he was met by a host of light-colored jerseys.
Now from back at the 5, this is 3rd and goal. Allen. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Myers' kick is good. And the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead. It's a pretty good opening drive that'll make the home fans somewhat happy. They wanted 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
And they should be happy. The guys look good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope that good things are in store here today for them.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Their second drive here, the ballgame, Charles. Remember last time they threw the interception, but the defense held up. It bent a little but didn't break, only giving up the 3 points.
Yeah, obviously they left some points on the table there their last time out, but boy, they have to thank their defense for holding the opposition just 3 after they threw the pick. Their turn now. Back out on the field, put together a good drive, and get some points of their own.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Flying in to pick up that sack, Jordan Brooks.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
After that sack, 3rd and long, tough spot for Jones and the Giants. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
That certainly looks like nothing to show now from these first 2 possessions. And guess what? When you're on a losing streak, that can lead to a full sense of, here we go again. So on the sidelines, the offensive play callers, quarterback, they've got to get together and dial something up to start their next drive. Otherwise, it could be a long game.
A good work bringing that one back as he picks up about 16 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. The slot man in motion right. Allen off the play fake. He's going to float this over the middle deep. And incomplete on the deep ball.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Allen. Finding Walker, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That goes for a gain of 31. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And that is incomplete. The Seahawks at 4-3, a game over 500. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
On 3rd and long, it's Allen. And that is incomplete. He released that awkwardly. It almost looked like a pitcher who gripped his fastball a little too hard and let it go late, and it bounced in front of the plate.
Yeah, one of those fastballs that ends up at 57 feet, not 60 feet, 6 inches. Just a little short with the arm, which is unusual because we saw him in warm-ups. He's got a big, strong arm when he delivers it with confidence.
So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goal is probably not what they were hoping for.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. In the midst of, well, let's just say a not-so-rosy losing streak. They've got the open week, though, coming up next weekend, so you have to figure this to be a game that they dearly love to have.
Oh, indeed. They have to have this one because that's something positive to take with you when you go away for a few days, and it actually releases your mind. If they lose this one, that mind stays cluttered the entire time they're away, and they've got to scramble to get back in sync when they start playing again. On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
On third down, Barkley, and he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Tariq Carpenter. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
Walker now on 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. Now Allen. Toward the pylon, caught. Touchdown, Seahawks. Noah Fant, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Extra point up and through by Myers, and the lead now stands at 13. The touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Darnay Holmes now from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Looking for Shepard deep. And they get Jones for the 3rd time in this ball game. Tariq Woolen picks it. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. So a nice play defensively by the rookie coming up with the INT.
And that's a late-round pick right there, making a first-round impact. And a lot of these day 3 corners end up winding up on special teams and sub-packages and even on the practice squad. But he's really made an impact on this defense, and he comes up with the interception there.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Allen. Steps away to his left. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball. He could not hang on. Second down coming up.
I'll give them credit winning that first snap and forcing an incompletion. They're hoping that'll deflate the offense a little bit after they took the field charged up after taking over after a turnover.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. On second down, it's Walker. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. Walker with a grab, left side. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Big play from a big man, Kayvon Thibodeau, off the edge and dropping him behind the line. Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think it's big boys up front, that offensive line. They've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him if they're going to continue to run the option like this.
Now on 2nd and 13. Allen. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawks touchdown. Noah Fant, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Myers connects on the PAT, and that pushes the lead up to an even 20. The touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Holmes returning from his end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jones to Barkley on the check down. And he's got room. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 22 yards there, a first down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Jones with a handoff to Barkley. And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Seahawks 35. 67 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Now Jones. He dumps it off to Barkley. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
But with the score where it is, you're not thinking field goals right now. You need touchdowns. So that was a much-needed conversion there on 3rd down.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth.
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. 13 yards, good for a Giant first down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He's got a man, it's his fullback. Touchdown, Giants! Ryan Knoll, his first touchdown on the year. And the Giants are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point try good by Gano. And that cuts this lead down to 13. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They have been red hot, sometimes white hot here in this first half. They're just looking to add to that total right now.
And this has to serve as a reminder to myself because so many times I get wrapped up in the play calling, how they've sequenced things, how it's run. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's still execution. Those guys out on the field, and right now they are locked in and really looking good.
They'll try to continue to be locked in here as we get ready to approach halftime. Sticking with Walker on second down. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. And defensively going with a dime set. 6 DBs on 3rd and 4. Now Allen. And that's caught inside the 35. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
Big plays are starting to become the trend here in this first half, and everything that they've tried has worked. And there's another example right there.
Slot man moves right. On the counter, it's Walker. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's second down.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle. That's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
Ball at the 23, second and 8. Throwing now is Allen. That's going to be caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll run the toss to Walker. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for second down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Back at the 5-yard line now, second and goal. So the shotgun snap to Allen. The quick slant caught. Touchdown! Noah Fant as the first half is winding down. And the Seahawks will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Holmes returning from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we are at halftime here in downtown Seattle with the Seahawks out in front. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went into the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half. Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Here's Allen. Deep ball for Goodwin. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Seahawks. Well, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. And certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up the secondary. A clinic on how to attack the defense and take them out of the game.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Holmes going to opt against bringing it out, and they will begin at the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible, let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
With his size, it often takes more than one guy to get him down, but if you can at least slow him up and the reinforcements arrive, You have a chance to get him on the ground, and that they did, that time for a loss.
They'll run with Barkley, and he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
And he still doesn't have a catch. We're into the second half. I think it's a little bit of a surprise to me, but that was one he should have caught.
Absolutely. That was his best opportunity right there. He dropped it. We sit in quarter number 3 out in Seattle. A 2nd and 10 now. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Josh Allen, 28 yards. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Myers connects on the PAT. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Holmes going to opt against bringing it out, and they will begin at the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts.
Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. Past the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Saquon Barkley. His 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Giants are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Gano the extra point. And the lead drops from 34 down to 27. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Still comfortably on top, 3rd quarter as they start things here with a 1st and 10. And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. On play action, Allen. They'll roll, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Deep ball for Goodwin. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. Now here's Michael Dixon. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual. There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
Throwing Jones. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. That's caught inside the 20. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one.
Let's go. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Operating from the gun, Jones. This is caught. Touchdown, Giants. Saquon Barkley. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Giants get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Extra point try good by Gano. And the lead now down to 20. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the 4th quarter, Charles, but you got the football, you're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too.
A gear for Walker running right. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. 15 more yards there and quickly another 1st down. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game. Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The slot man in motion right. On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. A gain of 8 on the keeper and a 1st down. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. They'll run with a rookie from BYU, Tyler Algier. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Option play, and they'll give to Walker. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
That was a terrific play, causing a loss. As a middle linebacker, simple. You can either fill holes or you can attack them, as he did there.
Eluding the pressure right. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Josh Allen with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Holmes returning from his end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
2nd down, here's Barkley again. And the result here the same as the last play. Another tackle behind the line of scrimmage by the Seahawk defense. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Jones. And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. Nwosu. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Desperation time now. Here's Jones. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And, boy, that means this next drive is going to start at the 3-yard line. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
So quite a turn of events. This is 1st and goal from the 3. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
No question, he's so dangerous down here near the goal line. The safeties, they have to be involved in run support against a quarterback like this. And in turn, they're going to ask their teammates to be involved as well.
And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. And give him 2 yards officially, and now it'll be 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Allen now on 3rd and goal. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns. And it looks like they're... Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And all the gamble fails. It's incomplete. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And this Giants defense able to come up with a goal line stand. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Off the play fake. Jones. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he is going to have the Giants first down as they manage to